Good afternoon everyone. I am Salma Begum, CSC Department, DBSRT, Pavli. Today I am going to discuss about the mobile computing subject Unit 5. So topic is wireless sensor networks. So wireless sensor networks. Before going to know about the wireless sensor network, first of all we have to know what is meant by sensor. So sensor is one type of device. It is used to measure the physical quantity and it converts it in such a way that observer or any other system can understand easily. That is called sensor. So if we talk only about the sensor, if you see here the physical quantity passes through the sensor and sensor will be convert the physical quantity in the observable quantity. It means whatever the information we are having that is in the physical quantity that is passes through the sensor. Sensor is one type of converter. It converts the usable, understandable way. That is called observable quantity. This is called the sensor. Okay. Now we are coming to the wireless sensor network. So okay, in the wireless sensor network we are having one small definition here. Wireless sensor networks are highly distributed, lightweight nodes deployed in large number to monitor the environmental or system. Okay. So here the wireless sensor networks are highly distributed, and in this we are having the lightweight nodes and deployed in large number to monitor the environmental or system. Okay. So in the environmental, in these wireless sensor networks we are having some combinations of network that can be used in the network ad hoc network distribution. So it is in the this highly distribution is nothing but in the form of ad hoc manner. Okay. So here the sensor nodes are fitted within the onboard processor. Okay. So it means the complete processor is fit in one complete processor, and in this sensor networks we are having three types. Okay, that is sensor nodes, sensor subsystem, processing power and communication system. So this is the three types. Processing system here. Okay, processing system. Okay, we are having three types. One is sensor subsystem, processing system, and another is communication system. Coming to the first one, sensor subsystem. Sensor subsystem is mainly used for sensing the network. Sensor subsystem is mainly used for sensing the network. Okay. Next, coming to the processing system. Processing system is mainly used or we need for processing the power. Okay. Next, communication system. Communication system is when the data is in sensing in order to send back to the observer or any location. That is called communication system. These are the three types of sensor nodes we are having here. So next, coming to the image, a small image we are having. So this is a small image of wireless sensor network. So if you see here, we are having so many sensor networks here. We are having so many sensor networks here. every sensor network has every sensor nodes. Sorry, we are having a number of sensor nodes here. These are the sensor nodes. For every sensor nodes we are using the base station. So this base station is mainly used for the communication. For every sensor nodes we are using the base stations. This base station is used for communication, and this base station is connected to the internet. This base station is connected to the internet. So in this internet, if you go on to the internet, from here the data can be used for processing the analysis of data, for processing the meaning of data, for processing the storage of data, for processing the process of data. These are the different types of information available in the internet if the data is used in the internet. So in this also communication we can use more number of base stations in this. Here we use another base station. In this base station we are deployed some sensor nodes. Okay, so now the communication will be begin from the sensor node. The sensor nodes will be sense the data. The sensor nodes will be sense the data, and data is passes through the base station, and base station is passes to the internet. When the information is came here, now the user want to do the analysis of data, he will go to the analysis. If the user want to go to the mining of data, he goes to the mining. If the user want to store data, he goes to the storage. The storage of data. If the data want to process the data, he goes to the processing speed. These are the different things is available in the wireless network, wireless sensor networks. So this is the small image here. In these nodes we are deploying some sensors. This sensor will be monitor and sense the data and sends to the internet, and whatever the information in the internet we are having, we can do that work here. So this is for the wireless sensor networks. So in these wireless sensor networks we are having different types of applications. In every applications this sensor node will be monitor how they are going to monitor in every application. The sensor networks will be monitored in the applications, how they are how the environmentals are monitoring, how they are monitoring in the military purpose, everything. Some applications is there. In that applications we are going to monitor by using the sensor networks. So coming to the applications now. So we are having some applications in the wireless sensor networks. Coming to the first application, that is military. Military. Mainly we are used in the military purpose. So in the military under we are having battlefield, and battlefield under we are having surveillance. This surveillance is mainly used to monitor the movements of the enemies. They are coming inside or not. So that is why we are using these sensor networks in the military applications. Now second application is we are using in the environment. In the environmental factors we are having some environmental factors, that is air pressure, temperature, humidity. These are the different types of factors occur in the environment. We have to monitor how the temperature is, how the air pressure is, and how is the humidity. Everything we have to monitor. So in order to monitor that, we are using some sensor networks in that. That sensor networks will monitor every information whatever going on the environmental. That is called the second application. Coming to the third application, that is noise level. So noise level. this noise level is mainly used. This noise level is mainly used in different places. We are deploying the sensor networks in different places. We are deploying the sensor network. The sensor network will be monitor the noise, and in order to gain that noise information, they will gather some more information about that area. So that is why we are using the noise level. So this is called the other application. Next, fourth application is patients diagnosis and monitoring. Patient diagnosis and monitoring. It means this sensor, wireless sensor networks also applicable in medical fields also. So these sensor networks are deployed in the patients in order to monitor their diagnosis. That is the another application. Okay. Next, fifth application is agriculture. And sixth application is IoTs. So these are the different types of applications we are having in the wireless sensor networks. So in this every sensor, wireless sensor network applications, we are using these sensors in order to monitor and how they are working and how they are maintaining. Everything will be monitored by the sensor networks. These are the applications. In this we are having some challenges. We have to fulfill that challenges. First challenges is scalability. So these are the different challenges we are having in the wireless sensor networks. First challenge is scalability. So in this scalability, we can measure the whenever the network increases, our throughput is decreases. Okay, network increases, our throughput is decreases. Okay, so this will be measured in the form of scalability. Okay. Next challenge is quality of service. Quality of service is very important task in this. So we already told that this quality of service will be maintained, guaranteed from source node to the destination node. So that is called quality of service. And next is energy efficiency. So we should maintain the energy efficiency in this communication. Okay, coming to the security. Security is very important task in this. So because whenever we are using in the military applications, any other secret missions, we are maintaining the security. Because in these missions, whatever the military applications we are having, so in this so many hackers and echo droppers will be occurred, spoofing members. This is the different things will be occurred in the military applications. In order to avoid that, our information should be keeping secret. We have to provide the security. So these are the different challenges occur in the wireless sensor networks. So coming to the next topic is sensor network architecture. Okay, next topic is sensor network architecture. Okay. Sensor network so coming to the sensor network architecture. Okay, in this sensor network architecture, we having two types of architecture. First one is layered network, architecture. Second one is cluster network, architecture. These are the two types of architecture is occur in the network sensor network architecture. So coming to the first one, layered architecture. So this layered architecture we have already learned in the different subjects. Now here we are going to see that image of that layered architecture. So in this layered architecture we are having 5 layers and 3 cross layers. We are having 5 layers and 3 cross layers. So this is our image here. I think physical layer, data link layer, okay, network layer, transport layer and application layer. So I told that in the layered architecture we having 5 layers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, that is physical layer, data link layer, network layer and transport layer and application layer. These are the 5 layers we are having and 3 cross layers. In this we are having one is localization, plane, next is synchronization, and topology, management plane, and next 3 is power management, and mobility management, and third one is task management. So these are the 3 cross layers. Okay. So this one is 5 layers and these are the 3 cross layers. So in 3 cross layers we are having a localization, synchronization plane and topological plane. Coming to the topological plane, it will be in the wireless communication. The network topology will be varies. That can be managed by the network topology management plane. And synchronization plane. Coming to the synchronization plane, in this for the synchronization plane, the data packets and finding the location. The data packets will be find the location in order to send the packets. So and power management and mobility management and task management. These are the different types of layers occurred in the layered network architecture. Now coming to the main meaning of the layered architecture and how they are work in the sensor networks. Okay. In this we have a small image. By using that image we will learn about the layer architecture. Okay. Okay. So we see here, I took you one layer here. So inside that layer we are having some nodes, wireless sensor nodes. Okay, at the middle of that we are using the base station. Okay, in the middle of that we are using the base station. Okay, inside that layer we are having some wireless sensor nodes, and in that middle we are having one base station. Okay, here these nodes are communicating with the whatever the nodes in the first layer having, that nodes are going to communicate with the base station, this line. Okay, this line. Okay, this line they will be communicate. Next, coming to the second layer, we are having some other layer that is called second layer. In this also we are having some wireless nodes here. Okay, so in the next layer we are having some sensor nodes. These nodes not directly communicate with the base station. So in the first layer the nodes are communicating with the base station. In the second layer we are also having some wireless nodes. So but these wireless node doesn't directly communicate with the base station. So if they want to send the data to the base station, first they will send to the first layer nodes, this line. This line they will send. This like the communication will be occurred. So we will say this first layer communication is called one hop layer. One hop layer. And second layer is called two hop layer. Okay, one layer and two hop layer. Okay, na? So this is the why, because we are saying this is one hop layer. So here we are using the hop count 1. From one node to we are sending the data to base station. So it is one hop. And if we want to send the second layer data, we can second layer we are saying second hop layer, because we are having two hops here, one node and two nodes passing the data to the base station. So we are calling this is the two hop layer. Now if we take the third layer. If we take the third layer, this is the innermost layer, we can one hop layer, this is the second layer, and this is we can call two hop layer, and this is the third hop layer. Okay. So in the third hop layer, we are also having some wireless nodes here. Okay. In the third hop layer also we are having wireless nodes here. Okay. Because in this outermost layer, this is the outermost layer. This outermost layer, energy power consumption is very lesser. In the outermost layer, we are having some wireless nodes. These wireless nodes will be use less power consumption, because the outermost layer of the nodes is, if you want to use direct communication with the base station, it will take more energy to send the data packets to the base station. So in order to reduce that type of problems, we are not sending directly to the base station in the wireless sensor nodes. So how we are sending means, first the data nodes will be sent to the second layer. The base station information, the outermost layer nodes information will be sent to the second layer. Up to that only we are using the power, energy power. Okay, up to that only, in that only we are using the energy power. Now the outermost layer role is completed up to here, so it will be ended. Now the next target is second layer node having the data, that data will be sent to the first layer node. So up to that only we are using the power. Okay. After that, sending that data to the first layer, its role is completed. Now the first layer node will be send the data to the base station. Now the first layer and base station use the power. Now the role is completed by the layer. Now the data is reached to the base station. It means we are using less power. So node by node, node by node, node by node, we are going to send the data. In that we are using the some limited amount of power. So that is why here the power consumption is very less. Here the power consumption is very less. In this, fault tolerance is better. Fault tolerance is better and it is scalable. Okay, scalable. These are the different types of things occurred in the image. Okay, this is the communication of the layered architecture. Okay, so overall the power consumption is very less in the layered architecture. Okay, this like the communication will be occurred. So this is called the first layer architecture. Now coming to the clustered network architecture. Okay. So now coming to the cluster network architecture. This cluster network architecture is based on the Litchi protocol. So protocol. Full form is low energy adaptive clustering hierarchy protocol. So cluster network architecture. This cluster network architecture is mainly based on the Litchi protocol. Litchi protocol full form is low energy adaptive clustering hierarchy. This protocol is example for this clustering network architecture. So in this cluster network we having number of in this clustering architecture we have different clusters. In this clustering architecture we having different types of clusters. So these clusters is nothing but different in this cluster network we have created different clusters are is used. So in cluster network we have one base station. That base station is nothing but analyzing the data or softwaring the data. That station is receiving data. So these are called the base stations. If you see the image, we can clarity know that what is mean by cluster network architecture. So coming to the image here. So I am having a one small base station here. One base station I am using here. This is the base station. I am creating group of clusters here. So these are the image here having, and created one small base station here, and we have created a group different clusters. So in the first cluster we are having the 3 sensor nodes. In every cluster nodes we are using 3 sensor nodes. Okay, in every cluster we are having the cluster head. Okay, in every cluster we are having the cluster head. Okay, in every cluster we are having the cluster head. Okay, so the main use of this cluster head is, before only decided that these are the cluster heads, and here whatever the sensor nodes we are having, whatever the information in these sensor nodes having, those nodes cannot directly communicate with the base station. They want to send the data to the base station, they directly not communicate with the base station. First, whatever the information in the nodes we are having, that information is going to the cluster head, this like they communicate like this. So whatever the information is combining and collectively sends to the cluster head, and cluster head is directly communicate with the base station like this. Okay, so like this the communication will be occurred here. This like the clustering head will be pass the data to the base station. This like the communication will be occurred here. Okay, in this cluster architecture is this cluster if you see here, this cluster architecture is like a 2-tier hierarchy clustering architecture, and in this we use the distributing algorithm for the communication purpose. So because it is distributed in nature, this clustering is, in this cluster heads creates TDMA. In these cluster heads we use TDMA. Cluster head we use TDMA. Okay, TDMA is nothing but time division multiple access. When we are use the TDMA schedule in the cluster head, that means every node that uses the slots like this: slot 1, slot 2 and slot 3. Okay, now within the given slots only the nodes of that data will be sent to the cluster head. Okay, within provided slots only we are going to send the data to the cluster head, and cluster head will be sent to the base station. Okay, this is the communication we are having. So energy efficiency, is equal to data fusion. Energy efficiency is equal to data fusion. It means the data is combined and fused. The data is combined and fused at the cluster head and sent to the base station. So that is why we are saying energy efficiency is equal to data fusion. And here the sensor nodes whatever we are having, that can be use the slots. In that slots only we are combining the data and collectively sends to the cluster head, and the cluster head will be sends to the base stations. Okay, it is a single node sending to the, every single node will be sent to the base station. If the every single nodes will be directly sent to the base station, energy efficiency, energy efficiencies take more. If we every individual nodes will be sent and combine the data and sends to the cluster and cluster head will be sent to the base station, then energy efficiency will be consumed. So this is called the cluster network architecture. Okay.